Hi there, Sandy Freshie, back with another video. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are talking today about stress and the undefined emotional solar plexus. This is actually the last video in a series that I started a couple of years ago about stress and the undefined centers in the human design chart. So I'll make sure wherever you're watching this video that you do get a link to the entire playlist if you want to go through your chart and look at where you have those undefined or white centers in your chart. And you can get some information about how you may be filtering energy from the outside that is creating the experience of stress in your life. So let's talk about where the emotional solar plexus is. I did finally find my printed out charts. I misplaced them for a while. I've been rearranging my office. So I found one with an undefined emotional solar plexus on it. And if you look on your chart and you have the white center to the right of the sacral center as you're looking at the chart, then it means that you have an undefined emotional solar plexus. So the mechanics of how that works is that you are taking in the emotional energy of other people and you potentially amplify it and distort it. What that may look like in your life is you can either be the cool, calm presence in the room because you've mastered the art of being a screen, feeling emotion without getting caught up in it and not holding on to it like a sponge. So if you're in that place with an undefined emotional solar plexus where where you're feeling everyone else's emotional energy, you're feeling the emotions of others, and you are able to stay grounded, then you are learning what it's like to be an emotional being without being one, and what it takes to work with or manage emotional energy. On the other hand, and this is where the stress comes in, if you are or have been labeled as a drama queen and you find that you are the most emotional person in the room, or you want to act out or react emotionally in certain circumstances, then it means that you are in that place where you're probably holding on to other people's emotional energy and wanting to do something about it. So you can see how this can create a lot of stress in your system because, first of all, these emotions are not yours. If you are undefined or open in that center, they belong to someone else. They have really nothing to do with your experience. Now, I know this. I know about the stress of this that you can feel through this center very personally because I have an undefined emotional solar plexus, and I've been through the whole gamut of the conditioning the conditioned patterns that you can have as someone who is not an emotional being. You know, I understand what it's like to react in defense patterns and react emotionally to other people's emotions. I know what it's like to try and shut people down emotionally because I don't want to feel their emotions. I know what it's like to go in and try to referee an argument because I want it to end. And maybe you're like this too if you're open in your emotional solar plexus. But you do not have to take on that stress. And the best thing that I have found in my first steps of working with my own undefined emotional solar plexus is that to recognize when I'm feeling emotion and to understand that it probably is not mine. And in those cases, I'm usually in the room sharing auric space with someone else. I will get up and take a walk, or I will take a break from an argument. And this allows me to separate out my energy, discharge that energy, relax the sponginess, the holding on of that energy so that I can come back, so that I can release that emotional stress and come back to my own self. Now, another way that you may experience stress when you have an undefined emotional solar plexus is that you may want to avoid truth and confrontation, and that can take you into all kinds of ways to contort yourself to try and fit in or try and agree with people or avoid people or whatever it is. And this always takes you away from who you truly are and the power of your own authentic expression. So as you probably know, no one energy center is separate from the rest of the chart. This is one chart for one entire being, and we're just teasing out this one dynamic with the emotional solar plexus. So as you begin and work with your human design chart, you begin to experiment with your strategy and authority, it's going to become much more clear as to when you are experiencing that amplified emotional energy and when you are able to let go of it. So your awareness will be peaked around emotions, emotional energy, who it belongs to, and what to do with it or what not to do with it. So I encourage you to continue with your human design experiment. Pay attention to your strategy, listen to your decision-making authority, and whenever you feel the emotions of others, when you're undefined emotionally, whenever you feel emotion in general, when you're undefined emotionally, take a look around and ask yourself, who does it belong to? Because odds are it's not yours and you don't have to stress over it. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you find this video helpful, and you think that someone else may benefit, please share it. If you're not subscribed to wherever you're watching this, on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, go ahead and hit like or subscribe, or like and subscribe if you're on YouTube, so that you're notified when new videos are published. So until the next time, be well.